Hello, hello. Well, it's Thursday around 2 o'clock, and you can always come to my page, my Facebook page, Renee's Paper Crafts business. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I have plenty of videos there, all kinds of videos. So you might want to check me out and check out those videos and comment. Tell me what you like the most. Tell me which ones are better. And maybe I can do more like that. All right. So we are doing paper pumpkin today again. So we were on the other day and it was Key to My Heart. And I had shown you three, a couple of days ago, I had showed you three cards that I had made. And I was inspired by Rachel Tessman. And from the one of the cards that she made, she inspired this. And I'll be using pretty much, well, you can use only the materials from the kit if you so wish, and we'll talk about that. But this is the concept of this card, and hers does not open up, mine does, and I really like this card, and I even have some other little alterations to make to show you because I ran out of this keyhole. I have the hole, but I don't have the key hole part, and so we're going to talk about that. Okay, so we're going to go live. So in just a second, we'll see you live. It's just taking a few minutes and it should be live. It's fussing with me. I am live on Facebook, it says. So let's see if that's true. I am. And it does look like that. It looks like everything's okay and that I am not talking. I see someone is online. Hello, hello. Say hello if you can. This is another paper pumpkin, and this was inspired by Rachel Tessman. It is not the exact same. It is changed up a little bit. So here is the card, and it does say "To My Valentines," and it says "lift" right here. All right, and so you can lift it right here, and then you see the little lock and key, and also you see here you hold the key to my heart, and this card does go up and down, and we'll talk about that. One of the changes I was thinking about, and then sending love, and then here is that inside, and so we'll talk about how we did that. Okay, so let's go ahead, Key to My Heart, and let's look at what I've done. So here is the Key to My Heart. All right, and I took about 24 inches of the twine and wrapped it around. So I used the twine. I'm going to try today and use the twine for the and everything from the box is what I want to say. Here's the stamp set. I showed you that the other day. Here is the envelope that I'm going to use. And again, when cutting these, excuse me, when cutting these envelopes, just cut at the very edge and that gives you the most out of your envelope. And then from there, I went ahead, I'm going to show you this. I went ahead and I did cut out 2 keyholes, which I traced. Okay, I'm going to show you that. I actually went ahead and traced the keyhole here and the keyhole here, and I did cut out 2 of them, as you can see here. So you can easily fit 2 in here, and then this could be for other things like labeling or whatever you like. The white part can be for scratch. I also have put on some other colored cardstock, the key hole to keep it around, and some other paper that I'm going to show you, some really old paper that has keys and locks in it. And so I found this paper and decided to use it. It's an old paper, but a great paper, and works really well with this set. The other item I'm going to need, do you remember these old sheets of stamps and the paper that the stamps are on? This is going to come in handy, and you're going to be able to use that. All right. So these are some of the things that'll come in handy for you. The other item we're going to use is some clear tape. Any clear tape will work. I'm using this one. Let's see. Now, what I went ahead and did is you can use white paper if you like, white cardstock, or you can use one of the actual cards and stamp one of these and then cut it out. So that's what I did. I stamped the lock here and then just fussy cut it out. Obviously, after I traced, I did cut out the keyhole. I pretty much, when I did cut out the keyhole, I was true to the exact lines when I was cutting at the keyhole, except for the bottom. I gave it a little extra, okay? Just a little extra, and you can trim it as you go along, and I'll explain. So the other thing that you're going to use for this is this piece that comes from the kit, all right? This piece that comes from the kit, this piece that comes from the kit, and this we stamped and cut out, and that we drew and cut out because I ran out of those. And then you can use this one like this for the front. You can use this one that comes from the set, or you can use this one and cut the end. That's what Rachel did. I decided, excuse me, I decided I wanted to keep that and so make it into a banner. So you can see where the banner went. And now she put another sentiment from the stamp set right here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it more decorated, and I'll show you that in a minute. Of course, we can go ahead and use this. All right. So once I've drawn the keyhole and cut it out, what I have to do is, since the envelope is so thin, I had to have some cardstock, all right? So what I decided to do then is you can use white cardstock or colored cardstock. As long as you hide it, it doesn't really matter. So I am going to cut one out of cardstock and one out of, and then glue it down just like this. I took the cardstock, drew it, and cut it out. Then after that, you can glue the envelope cutout directly onto that. And you could put it on both sides. You can put it on one side and leave the cardstock here and do this idea where you are going to go ahead and stamp there as well. Or you could put another piece. Well, let's say you've run out of these and you really don't have any cardstock and you don't want to use your envelope. well, one of the cards would be great to use. Again, here you could easily cut out your key hole from here and then stamp your sentiment right there. Also, you can use this side for this if you run out of that and just make it rectangular. You don't have to obviously slant those edges. That'll work as long as the dimensions are, I don't think you have to go any wider. So 2 1/8 of an inch is just fine as far as width. And the length of this is 4 almost, well, yeah, it would be about 5. The length is about 5 on that piece. So that would be fine. So you could use this piece easily to do all of this. And then you wouldn't also have to cut out this piece, since this would be strong enough if you decided to cut the keyhole out of this. So these are definite options for that, using simply the card. And of course, that would be the kit and the cards from the kit itself and all those pieces. Again, also, you could definitely go ahead and stamp the little lock here and cut it out from there using the fresh freesia, just using the ink that is provided. The ink that is provided is so much fun. So once I did the 24 inches and wrapped that and made a bow, okay, the next thing I'm going to need to do, and that is you are going to need to go ahead and take some clear tape. And I put my clear tape here. And what I did is I simply took the clear tape and took a strip and then simply went ahead and put it and taped it onto here because it's easily removable. And then I took a punch, all right, and punched, oh, I can punch simply a hole, or I can go ahead and I can see still a piece in there from yesterday. That's okay. I can punch out a hole with a 1 inch and use that, or I can punch out with a bigger circle, which I did here. I did cut a bigger circle, and then once I had the bigger circle cut, I just cut off the edges, and so now I just have this little piece, and that's going to be my hinge. So it's definitely going to be my hinge. All right. So what we can do right away is we can go ahead and hinge this in here. You see that I did use different cardstock for mine. That was what I decided to do, but you definitely can use this one right here, just like this, and do it this way. All right, but I'm going to do it this way. So I did glue everything together. And what I'm going to do the hinge is what I need to do is I need to make sure that this is way up here, because you need the space down here to hinge, then bring it down. And you want to make sure that there's a teeny gap so that it works. So if there isn't a teeny gap, you can go ahead and just snip a tiny sliver off. So you want it to be longer versus shorter from the beginning. I can tell you that much. You don't want to have too short of a cut there. So just cut a little bit more. And all I did was just cut a teensy bit off because that's all I needed. And you just trim as needed. That'll be fine. That's in the center. So basically all I'm going to do is make my hinge. And so I'm going to take that again, put that there. Now, if you don't have a punch or anything like that, the most important thing is that when you tape the piece, that it kind of has a nice edge. Okay, that's kind of what you really want. It's just so that it has a nice edge because you'll see that edge. And it should be small and straight. So if you can draw a straight line, if you can cut a straight piece of straight piece off of the tape, you'll be good. And there's your hinge. So now your hinge is all set. Okay, Your hinge is all set and ready to go. That's all the hinge takes. Next, what you're going to do then is you are going to go ahead, and I am going to take this piece and I'm going to glue it, and I can do that because I can put these pieces that I want in after. I'm going to glue this down. Now, the way you want to glue this is you do want a very, very small amount of glue. And I'm not even going to glue the sides, because if I glue the sides, then what's going to happen? Let's see if this is going to work. Yes, it is. I just want a little teensy bit of glue. I could go a little bit down, but you really, if you go on the side, you really have to be careful. The bottom is fine. Oh, this didn't work. That didn't work. Okay, I was afraid that those have a tendency not to work. Yeah, I'm just giving up on those. I've tried. I'm going to my old way that I know best, which is simply take a small dot and glue that. As you see, I'm gluing it on the colored side. The bottom part's fine. You can put more glue on that bottom part. That's fine. It's mostly the side you have to be careful with, because it just fits. Okay, so you're going to glue it like this down here, like this. And all you're doing is centering that piece. It's really all you're doing. Like that and like that. That's all. That's all. And then your whole inside is done. And it looks great. And if you didn't like it, well, you could take something and put that in there if you want, or you could take and put that in there, but I really don't think so, because I think it really looks fine this way. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to see now this, right? And now what you can do is you're going to take, I decided on taking this one right here and putting this in here. Now, this card could end up sideways if you wanted it to. If you want it to be more horizontal than portrait, you could have it landscape if you like. That's fine. And that did not stick there, which is surprising. I must not have glued it down well. You want to make sure that's well taped down there, otherwise it'll come off. All right, you don't want that not to be taped down there. That's good. So you can have it this way. And if you do that, I would suggest you do something like that. All right, like that. And then when you open it, the key would come in here like this. All right, so the key can be here, and then you can have a little love note or something like that. I still am going to go up and down. I'm still fine with the up and down. So the portrait is just fine for me. And so to open that up, what I'm going to do, kind of low here today, sorry about that. I'm just going to glue it down there. So that's going to get glued down there. My little lock. This is again a piece from the kit, and I can do this fairly easily. Well, at least I could. At least I did before. Oh, why that's happening. Sorry. No, oh, why that's all happening. See, I got it glued too close. That's what happened. That's why you don't glue the sides. Just don't glue the sides. It's too much of a problem to glue those sides. It just is. It's just a problem. I would say not to glue those sides. And erase that a little bit when I was tracing it. I got some pencil marks on there. There you go. There it is. It's just fine. We see it's so close. This piece is so narrow that it kind of has a tendency to end up spreading even with that little bit of glue. So do not glue the side, just the top and the bottom of this additional piece. Yeah, just here and here. I tried even with that small thin, and it still didn't work well. So I would not do that. Okay, so definitely just glue top and bottom of this piece. That's all you want to do so that you can stick this in. Now, I mean, you can glue it on before. I like to stick it in because I want it exactly in the spot. And so it makes it easier if I do it afterwards. But of course, you can do it before if you like. And there's that piece. Now, all I'm going to do here now is I'm going to decide which of these banners I want to use. I can use this banner like that. All right. To my Valentine. I can go ahead and use this one. Now, the way I changed it, because it was too long originally, if you use this, is I simply, instead of cutting it off vertical, I simply just trimmed this and still kept the flag section, but trimmed it just a little bit and curled it, and it works perfectly now, just like that. I also can obviously use this piece, which goes just fine there as well. All right, I will probably use this one, and I will go ahead, and I could go ahead and use some dimensionals here, which would be kind of fun to pop that up. I'm going to use some of the small dimensionals. It did come with dimensionals, and you can use those larger dimensionals if you like. There you go. There you go. Get these off. And that off. And that centered. Just center that. I think that's really cute. Oh, I did want to say, you can put it here, you don't have to put it up and down. You can go ahead. That's what I wanted to say as well. You can go ahead and put it here as well as here, which was one of my ideas. Matter of fact, I might do that. And then what you would have is you can have this come, let's see how that would work. You can have that come like right about here or here, and it would say lift, and then you could go ahead and lift it. But that's not a bad idea to do that. Something like that, I think, is really, really cute. And that makes sense with the up and down. I think I'm going to try that. Let's try this, and let's use dimensionals on this. I'm not going to glue that part down because I want it to lift, right? So you're not going to glue that part down. You're only going to stick the part down. It's going to be on this and this. Yes. This and this. Isn't that cute? And now here, you can put that right here, and you can have a little lift on here so people understand you're going to lift it up. So I'm going to put in here L-I-F-T. So that will be a lift. And we can put that down here. And they just know that they then can go ahead and lift. You see? Isn't that cute? So I will do that. And I am going to glue that down. I'm going to decide Do I want it here? Do I want it here? It won't matter where it is. So do I want it here? Do I want it here? Do I want it here? I think I want it there. So I want it right about here. Put the glue there. And then I'm going to put that right there. Right there. And so they will know to lift that. Just like that. And they'll know to lift. See? Isn't that cute? Okay. So now, once we have that done, right? So we got our window. You do want to make sure you got enough space down there so you can open up the window and so they can see. And then on the inside now, you can put in what you would like. And so, oh, I was going to put in the key. It's going to put in the key right there. In my other card, just so that you can see, it's a sending love your way, which is absolutely great. On the inside here, it had the lock and the key. All right. But here we'll just have the lock. And then they can see here that they can lift this. And the key on the inside, which I think will be great. And so I'm just going to glue that down. That's what I was going to do. Well, this is going to be a short one. Short little paper pumpkin card. Paper pumpkins, like cards and more, like I've been telling you, they're easy to make alternates with, and you can use the other cardstock. If you don't have, you might have this paper, but if you don't, then you have the paper from the envelope. You have another card there to use. You have therefore cardstock. You can use one of the cards, you can use one of the envelopes and just use it for all the extras. Okay, and so then you have 8 cards versus 9 cards, and that's plenty. All right. And so here you go to my Valentine. I thought this was a great little card. You could put, if you wanted to, we could put something at the bottom, but really it's just a little keyhole with that lock in there and then the key right there. I just thought that was the cutest. Okay. So that's it for me today. I hope you like this little video on this latest paper pumpkin. There is another one coming out soon, so keep your eyes out for that one. It's going to be a great one. I will be giving you information about it. I will not be getting that one, but I will be giving you information because it looks great, and I will give you ideas when I find them. I will make sure to share the ideas so that you can always produce great paper pumpkins. And again, this one, all you need is some clear tape, a little extra clear tape, and you can use all the parts from the kit without going anywhere else. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Like, heart, comment what you think, and I will talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.